My eyes were still closed, but I could hear rustling around me. Feet moving across the small hotel room floor, clothes being pressed into bags, the sound of running water against the sink. It was Sunday, August 31st, 2014, a little after 6 a.m. I kept my eyes shut as my family moved around me, packing up their things, preparing to leave. They had a plane to catch at Heathrow Airport, a plane I wouldn't be climbing aboard. After an amazing week spent touring all of England, my family would be heading back to America, while I stayed until December. I finally acknowledged reality and stirred, sitting up in bed as my mom, dad, and sister put on their coats. I couldn't look them in the eye when they said goodbye. Then I was alone, in a hotel room in Kilburn Park, London. As I packed my things, I thought about my family arriving at the airport, where they would get coffee and magazines and candy for the long flight home. A certain isolation crept over me as I made my way downstairs, clumsily carrying 3 suitcases. I walked down the streets of Kilburn Park, arrived at the underground station, and found the line that would take me to Notting Hill Gate, my home for the next 4 months. The underground was busy as always, more and more people crowding on, each with their own destination. Although I was surrounded by dozens of people, I couldn't shake that feeling of loneliness. When I arrived at Notting Hill, I unpacked my things quickly and sat alone, once again, in my new room. Because I was the first student to arrive, the rest of the house was quiet, and I sat on the edge of my bed, taking it all in. I was in London. I was on my own. And yes, that was scary, but it was also exciting. I could do anything I wanted. Grabbing my purse and coat, I bounded down the front steps of my flat and out onto the sidewalk. I walked briskly, weaving through the crowds and past little shops lining the streets. The familiar scent of coffee beans hit my nose, and I entered a small cafe around the corner. I was enveloped in warmth when I entered the room. My loneliness began to transform into something else, a sense of independence. I ordered a piping hot coffee, sat at a table, and immersed myself in that moment. There was something about the act of watching life out on the streets and in this coffee shop unfold around me that made the big city feel less daunting and more electrifying. I had been scared to leave my home. I had been scared to stay in a new city alone. But that moment of clarity, sitting in a small coffee shop, feeling both excited and strange, gave me a hopeful sense of adventure that I would spend the next 4 months satisfying.